I work as a security guard in a warehouse. So one day around 2 in the morning I was sitting in my room, watching my old TV set, and then the window glass hit. It felt like someone outside was pounding on it with their fist. Well, I think, hooligan, probably, tipsy, climbed over the fence and started to rage. I look, there's nobody in the window. I have a flower bed under it, and further the brightly lit courtyard. I can see everything perfectly. And such a phenomenon is physically impossible. There are sounds of knocking on the window. I can even see the glass trembling a bit, and it is double glazed by the way. But I can't see the banging. It was a little scary for me. But since the guard, we must deal with the situation. I took my baton and decided to go outside. And then I would act according to the circumstances. While I was unlocking the front door, the blows on the glass stopped. I came out and looked around, but there were no people around. Only crickets were singing in the bushes. But right in the middle of the yard in front of the warehouse there was a wheeled grocery cart that hadn't been there a minute and a half ago. I looked out the window and the yard was empty. And the cart looked so absurd for this place that it frightened me even more than the knocking on the window. The cart is big. Someone took it from the store 2 blocks to here and threw it over the fence. 'Cause I can see the lock on the gate. You throw a thing that big, it's gonna rumble all over the street. I would have heard for sure. But, as they say, this is just the beginning. I stand there, staring at the cart, and all of a sudden it starts moving all by itself. The wheels creak and the cart all twitches and jerks, as if someone invisible pushes it. With difficulty, but it approaches the porch. Or rather to the ramp for wheelchairs. The main thing around no one. The windows in almost all houses dark, and here is a hell of a thing going on a dull night. I finally lost my nerve at the sight of such a picture. I rushed inside the room and just back I feel like a creaking cart on the ramp going in, judging by the creaking, faster and faster. In general, I ran inside, closed the door, and I hear the cart crashing into the door with a bang. Then I looked and there was even a little bit of plastic damage. I locked the door and my fingers trembled. I didn't particularly believe in mysticism. I hadn't even read such books, but here was such an adventure. Especially when I heard that someone invisible started beating through the window again. But now I did not go to look. I sat in the corridor, listening, fearing that the invisible guest would now break my window. In 2 hours all was quiet. I didn't call anybody, because I knew they wouldn't believe me. Especially when I came out in the morning and saw that there was no cart in front. It also turned out that under the window, no traces, although the grass in the flower bed seems to have been mown. So I kept the story to myself. By the way, now I try not to go out at night. So far, though, nothing else has happened. Thank you for watching and supporting me. Subscribe to the channel, there will be many more interesting things.